when first approached to be in The Voices and the idea of obviously being a severed head in a fridge, what was it that made you think that's a job I want to take on?
Precisely that. I wanted to be a severed head in a fridge. No, I actually, I read the script quite early days before Ryan was attached, and it was just Marjane directing, and I just loved it. I read it when it was, Fiona was French, and I think it was slightly different. And first of all, I just loved the script. If I was producing films, I would produce that film. I just thought it was brilliant and original and great. And then the fact that Marjane was directing it was a no-brainer for me. I think she's a genius and a real talent in many aspects. And anyway, so then I met her, and we kind of, it was love at first sight on Skype, and we just loved each other. And she said, "Oh, well, just choose which part you want to play." Not Jerry, obviously. You can't play Jerry. It would be lovely if I could have played Jerry, but no. So I said, "Oh, can I play the severed head in the fridge, please?" She said, "Well, yeah, of course." So we changed, so we changed the nationality of Fiona, and instead of saying "oh, all the time, she said, "Jiminy Cricket, let's have fish and chips and tea and by George and golly gosh a lot." So that was nice. But yeah, I just love the script. That's what sold it to me. I think often you read scripts and they're not quite up to scratch, but there's a good director attached or a good actor attached. But actually I read this and it was brilliant from the offset, and I just thought, well, of course it's going to be great. So I was just very pleased that they gave me the opportunity to do it, because I thought I was too mainstream for it. I thought it was too cool for me, but it wasn't.
I mean, you could have technically played it in French, because I saw Gemma Bovary the other day, which I absolutely loved, and you speak quite a bit of French in that.
I didn't speak French at the time, though, with The Voices. I shot The Voices before Gemma Bovary, and I started learning French in the March. So I was just about to film The Voices, I think. And so while I was doing The Voices, we'd have French Wednesdays where we'd all speak French on set, because there were a lot of French crew, because obviously Marjane lives in Paris, so there was a lot of, my makeup was French, and that was very helpful for me in my French endeavours. But at that time, I didn't speak much French. Now I could do it in French, I'd say.
There's, of course, a karaoke sequence in this movie. I was just wondering, what's your favourite karaoke song?
Well, it is Total Eclipse of the Heart, and Marjane said to me, "OK, you're going to have to sing the karaoke, so which song would you like?" And I said Total Eclipse. So they did try to get the rights to Total Eclipse of the Heart, and it was too difficult. So they got Knock on Wood, which I think is actually a brilliant song to sing at karaoke, especially for two girls, so I was quite happy about that.
And I just interviewed Marjane just now, and she's got such a brilliant sense of humour. And I mean, this film is, obviously it's really dark and very sad, but it's got a real playful edge to it. I mean, having her as the director must have really made it.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think it needed to be someone like her, otherwise it wouldn't have worked. And you know, her or David Lynch or something like that. You know, it needed to be with someone who had a different way of thinking and slightly outside the box, and with real imagination. And she is just so free in the way that she speaks and sees the world. And on set it was brilliant. I mean, her humour just is so infectious, and everyone on set was having a great time, and she made everyone feel so free, and that's when you get the best work out of people.
And finally, I mean, there's obviously been a real inclination recently, particularly for British actors, to head over to the States and make kind of big superhero movies. I was wondering if that was something that you've ever given much thought to, if you ever sort of, is the Marvel Universe one you'd like to explore one day, perhaps?
Let me think. I'm not jumping at it, but if the right thing came along, I'm not really into that kind of stuff, superheroes and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, you never know, do you? You never know.
And just very, very, very quickly, because I want to learn French at the moment. Have you got any tips?
Okay, you've got to go there.
Yeah.
And you've got to throw yourself into the situation. Otherwise, because I tried to learn languages many times, and actually the only way to do it is to take yourself out your comfort zone. Be really, really vulnerable in a place where nobody understands you, so that you have to learn a language, and that's the only way to do it, really.
Right. So a bit of Book of Eurostar then.
Yeah, and watch French movies with subtitles on.
That really helps.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey!